Hey everyone, Mayne, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? How are you? Thank you for having me.
Dude, no, definitely thank you for being here, and definitely thank you. Shout out to everyone in chat. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah, of
Um,
course,
I, I,
anybody. Thank you.
I see Primo, Windstar. Thank you all for being part of Stadia Community Day. Lo-Fi Monk, we missed you. Simpleton, obviously you were in everybody's stream giving me a hard time. I've learned to block in Mortal Kombat. Y'all will be very proud of me. I was pressing the wrong button. Simpleton, that's my story. I'm going to stick to it. Other than that, but thank you for everybody. We have Mayne Games here. Such a charismatic person, someone I love gaming with, and we're going to get into that why that is here in a second.
Hey.
Uh, but before we start off, Mayne, how would you describe yourself?
Ooh, okay. You'll put me on the spot. You know what? To be honest, and excuse me if you hear echo. The place is new, so we don't have anything in it right
Is
now.
this
So
the
this is
first
just
stream from the new place?
yes, this is. Yeah, this
Oh
is
my
it.
gosh, I feel
This
so
is the
super.
yeah. Um, this is the new place. It's quite empty. Um, Actually, really quick. Let me give you a quick little. Let me see if I can turn my camera around a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna let me, but it probably won't. But no, it's not gonna let me. It says I'm locked in. But yeah, this is my first time from here. But as far as this, like describing myself, I'm just a guy who likes gaming and likes to game and likes to do my best to keep things on the positive side. I do have some moments where I get a little rambunctious, but for the most part, I like to have fun and really do my best to encourage other people to do things. I actually had a shirt at one point in time that says, "Be careful if I become your friend because I might make you believe in yourself." And that's kind of one of the things that that's kind of my thing, right? So that's probably how much I would just describe myself. I'm just a guy who likes to play games, but likes to be surrounded by a lot of positivity and to inspire other people to go after what they want.
I love that. And as Doc Duck 1985 says, there's levels to this. Because that
Yeah,
is deep. That's it. He has to throw that hand gestures out. He sometimes lurks in the channel. So, uh,
what's
but
going on, Doc?
um, but for sure. Well, we met through gaming. This podcast is about gaming and the content creators, the players, the
Yeah.
game devs. Uh, what game are you playing right now?
Mm. Okay. So, ooh, this is gonna be a bit of a shocker, but right now, as of right now, because I'm waiting for my things to get delivered tomorrow, my PC and everything, I've been actually playing Apex Mobile,
Okay.
like like heavy, like heavy. I haven't lost a match yet, uh, so now I don't want to jinx myself, but I haven't lost a match yet, and I've been enjoying that a lot in the meantime. But on the PC side. I've been playing a lot of different things. I'm a variety guy, but I say aside from Trek to Yomi, which I recently was the last game that I streamed. I would say that as far as currently on PC, I'm kind of like jumping in, getting ready to jump into Mass Effect. I'm a big Mass Effect guy, so I've been playing that a lot. Also, God of War, so pretty much things like that. I mean, you can ask me the platform, and I have an answer. Stadia. I've been playing a lot of Darksiders Genesis.
Yes,
I
love
mean,
Darksiders.
Octopath Traveler, all kinds of
So
stuff.
you're playing everything,
Yeah, as much as I can.
and
Yep.
and I got to give a shout out because we just got raided by the cowboy.
Whoa,
Yeah, like they are all on their little dizzy trip coming in
nice,
here. So
nice.
thank you, Cowboy, Mr. Underworld. Saw y'all come in. Also, shout
Yeah,
out to the Legend 350 came in. He just
the
recently
legend.
became Xbox ambassador. And also,
Nice,
I will be on his show next Friday. I'll get back to that in a little bit. But Legends asked me,
nice.
and it's actually really special because Legend was my 100th subscriber. So if y'all want to like really
Wow,
get some good gaming news, he does playthroughs. Really, also positive person, Maine, as well as chat.
yeah,
The Legend
nice.
350, really great guy.
Yep,
Um,
Legend 350 from one Xbox ambassador to another. Welcome. Congratulations. I'm also an Xbox ambassador. Little known fact, but yeah. So that
Oh,
congratulations
there
to
we
that.
go. Look at this
Congratulations
little
to the
excellent, right?
yeah.
We go-
Congratulations on that. Seriously.
Everything's welcomed all gaming as long as
Yeah.
you're playing. The realist, thank you
Absolutely.
for coming by. Mr. Underworld, obviously, as well. Thank you all so much for just getting to
And
know
everybody in
Mayne.
here.
I know everyone. It's for you. It's for the hair.
Nah,
It's
nah. It's not.
it's for
It's
you.
for that smoke in the background. It's that purple haze in the background. That's
I
what it's
don't know.
for.
Uh, so, all right. So, where did it start for you? Where did gaming, playing, like,
Oh.
where did it start? Did you just like pop out the womb playing like little Tiger handheld game, or like what's going on?
No. Actually, I started on Atari. It was my dad had came home from I guess he went to Louisiana. He went to LSU and grabbed some boxes from his dorm and I guess some storage or whatever. And he took out Atari 2600, and that was my first ever gaming console or system. And after that, like I played that, I played Joust, Pac-Man, Pong, all those games. And then after that, I jumped from that to SNES. And after that,
So
that
you
was it.
skipped NES.
Yeah, I skipped so my cousin had the NES and I used to play it over at his house. Excuse me. And then after that, I wasn't really interested in it like that. It was just one of those things where I played. By the way, my favorite game on the NES is Little Nemo's Adventures in Dreamland. Yeah, not Mario. The Little Nemo's Adventures in
Well,
If you
I
didn't
never
know
played
that,
this. Anybody play
it's
this game?
it's a cool game. It's a really cool
Oh my
game.
gosh!
Yeah. So that was my thing. But yeah. So after he had that, I was like, well, I can just go to his house and play NES. So when the SNES came out, I got that, and then my cousin was like, well, then I'm gonna go over to your house, and I was like, cool, let's do it. And that's kind of how it went. And then after that, it was man,
You just
consoles and
running.
handhelds, and that was it. That
Bro.
was it.
Wow! Shout out to Sanchez, big supporter of the channel. I see you there in chat.
Shout out to you, Sanchez.
Um, all right, so SNES. So we see where that is.
Yes.
What was your game on SNES?
So weirdly enough, of course, if you had SNES, of course you had to have Super Mario World. But the one that I ended up playing that my dad picked up for me was weird, and I still to this day cannot understand it, but it also holds a special place in my heart. Is ActRaiser. I For the life of me,
Really?
I to this day I don't know, but it's the game that I played the most. I try to understand it. I think that's kind of how I started to get that whole. Um, that's why kind of games that are harder, much more difficult, fascinate me more because I feel like there's something to learn. There's something to understand and gather. So I'm just like, okay, if I'm having a hard time with this, I'm not gonna run away from it, and I'm gonna sit here and try to figure out why this game is the way it is, and I need to figure out what I'm missing. And that game kind of sparked, I guess, if you look at my later games, Trek to Yomi, Love Ninja Gaiden,
Just
all those
play
different
Trek
games.
to Yomi.
It was more than likely ActRaiser that kind of started that for me. So in a weird way, I never understood the game to that point to where I could master it, but it was that game that holds like a really special place in my heart because it was something like I was like what, it's 6 or 7 or so, and I'm playing ActRaiser. Like what, so it was just one of those things that kind of like stuck with me after that, man. That Super Mario, um, some of the I would say even games like I did have other games. I would say like some of the Mega Man X games, some of the other Mega Man games. There's a lot of different games that I played a
Zelda.
lot of on
It's probably the hardest
Zelda,
Zelda. It's probably the hardest
Zelda,
Zelda.
Legend of
Is that
Zelda.
on SNES is, in my opinion, the hardest
Yeah,
Zelda.
it is. It is hard because it was again one of those things that I just couldn't grasp. Like going to with your brother, honey. My daughter's trying to like raid, and
Oh,
you don't want her to raid.
she can
Oh
raid.
no, oh no,
Do
not
it.
this one.
Do it. Stand up.
She's put it like this.
Gotta get
We
her.
have a put it like this. She's a streaker. Let's put it like that. We don't want that.
No,
Yeah.
what? You know.
She just decided, you know what? I'm done with the clothes. Just take me as I am.
Oh man, she's gonna
We
be.
don't want
It's
that.
my. Oh, it's my time. Hey,
No,
Cherry man.
you gotta go.
Hey,
That's why
Cherry.
I'm doing a stiff hand while you're talking. Just like
Cherryman Gaming's in the chat. I see you, Wilson, as well. All these great people in the chat. Thank you all for
what's up in
coming
chat,
by.
What's going on, everybody?
And I saw you there, Legend. The interview's tomorrow, y'all. So I'll be on the Legend. Good thing you're here, Legend. That's why you got my back on this one. So all right. So went to SNES. Now, did you graduate to PlayStation? Were you always? Did you stick in the Nintendo world, or were you like, let me try Sega?
So,
or where
I
were
would
we at
say
this
that
point?
because of the way that like I grew up like in church. So growing up, like my dad was like a minister of music. So that means that we were gone all the time. Like I grew up
Minister
in
of
church pretty
Music. Are
much.
we going to get a little bit of preview, a little show?
Maybe,
Oh, it's
you
because
know, we'll do something. We'll do
Okay.
something in a sec. I'll do something in a sec. But I pretty much because of that, my dad was always in church, which means I was always in church. So I went from SNES to a Game Boy. Like I just went from that to handheld because I was like, well, I'm always here, and there was no other things for me to do. I was always at church. I was in the back pew doing my homework, making friends, playing games. That was it. So it went from SNES. I had the SNES for a while, then I went boom straight to Game Boy Color actually. And after that, I mean, that was where my love of handhelds kind of came in.
You say Game Boy
And
Color?
yes, Game
I
Boy
don't think
Color.
we have anybody talk about Game Boy Color. You just didn't care about Game Gear, huh?
What? My cousin had a Game Gear. When I saw that it took 6 batteries and only lasts 20 minutes, I was like, nah, I'm out.
I mentioned the battery last time I mentioned Game Gear.
Yeah,
6. It was,
that's a no for me, dog. But I mean, they had some cool games. But I mean, the Game Gear just it was drained too much energy, and it didn't last that long. And I was like, nah. But the Game Boy Color was like perfect. I'd never forget it. I had a teal one, and it was like my go-to. I had, I mean, all kinds of games on there. I mean, you name a game, more than likely had it. Go over there, sweetheart. And so I had all kinds of different things on there, and I dropped that one in the gutter. I'll never forget it. I was on my way to school, and like a kid, I was playing and walking and not paying attention, and I tripped, and I had like 5 feet away from a gutter, and it just and I watched it tumble out. That's up my hand, tumble on the floor, boop boop boop, and it just slid right into the gutter. I was devastated.
Oh my God. I think
Devastated.
everybody has a Game Boy story.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh, come on.
Squid's got his Game Boy stolen. You were on that, but he was.
Yeah.
I wonder what's
Yeah.
worse:
During that time,
having your Game Boy stolen by the child of the person doing your hair, or having it slip to the gutter in front of you.
Here's the thing. For me, it was that because it's one of those things where, yeah, theft, yeah, we can imagine that, but to have your Game Boy right in front of you and you're on the floor reaching and you see it just flying and you
Slow
see it.
motion.
Oh, the worst. And no matter what you do, there's nothing you can do. It's sliding, and it kind of spun too on the way. That's it. What am I gonna do? It's gone. And I was not a happy kid at school that day.
Still
They
traumatized.
didn't get the Mayne Games. They didn't get the Mayne Games that you see now with that. I was pissed. Big time.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, handhelds after that were like it for me.
So, you know, I kind of asked about it, but because we just hit a sad part of your life, it sounds like, with the Game Boy Color dropping out of your hand. And I traded a kid 2 Snickers bars and somehow got his Game Boy Color. So don't ask me. Yeah, that's my story. Like somehow I traded him and we like, I don't remember because I remember saying like, hey, he's like, hey, if you give me that, I'll give you the Game Boy. Maybe that's not how the story worked. I just took the Game Boy, but in my mind, I gave. No, I'm serious. He gave it to me because we were still friends after that. I'm pretty sure he gave it to me. You know.
You were still friends after that?
That's what I'm saying, because he gave me the Game Boy. I gave him 2 Snickers for it.
Now, here you go. To our credit, as kids, we did things and our parents had no idea. Like you can have my Game Boy.
No idea.
That's kind of how it went.
No, like it was a pretty solid. Maybe there was because I was a Game Gear player, so there may have been like a Game Gear case involved in it or something else. But
did Game Gear have a case?
Game Gear had two cases. You had one that was like a little purse that was like that, and then you had another one that was like a laptop case.
Really?
Yeah, it had some stuff. And speaking of handheld color
Yeah.
platforms, one thing that I haven't heard anyone talk about in a while is a Nomad. You remember that?
Mhm. I do remember the Nomad.
Wasn't
I
that
do
was
remember the
like
Nomad.
beyond it was before its time. It was like
It was.
a Switch
It was.
before its
It
time.
was. It
It was
was
like
that.
the Steve Jobs of consoles.
Yeah. Also, another one that I liked. Well, ColecoVision. What else? What was the other one? The Neo Geo Pocket. That's a good one. All sorts of different things. Wait, you still have a Nomad, Cowboy?
Yeah, that's what
What?
I'm looking at. And I'm looking at see Primo has a sad story. The chat's going off. Your daughter
See,
just lies on her money. She's like, here you go.
right.
Daddy's giving you an allowance.
I'm here with y'all. Okay, I'm here.
Shout out
Just
to
here.
Jeff as well, another person who
What's
was
going
there
on,
for
Jeff? Geek, you
Stadia
sneak?
Community Saturday. And Geek, obviously, Geek is my World War Z battle buddy, so gotta always say
See,
that.
Geek the Sneak knows what's up. Geek the Sneak says the barter system. I had changed so many consoles due to the bartering back in the
See,
day.
Geek
Comic
is
book
like
too.
me, right?
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
remember
Okay,
exactly that tray. You just
okay.
know you ended up
Yeah.
with something.
You know what's crazy? I didn't do the bar. I didn't even do the bartering system that much in elementary school when it came to lunches. I know everybody talking about, oh, I'll give you your chips for your pudding cup, right? I didn't get into bartering until Pokemon cards. That's when I got into bartering.
Pokemon cards. I
Oh,
remember when
my
that like
wife
hit
got.
the
Oh
scene.
yeah.
I could see you. I could definitely see you
Oh
being
yeah.
like really into it.
Oh yeah.
Did you have like a
I'll give
binder
you.
and everything?
So I had a binder, and then I was this weird kid that loved to feel the cards in my pocket. So I used to have like just a wad of cards in my pocket. I kept them in like little sleeves, but I used to have a wad in my pocket at all times. And I remember I never forget. I somebody I love water Pokemon. Every single Pokemon game I play, I'm water type. That's just me. That's my starter. It never changes.
Okay.
And so I always wanted a Blastoise. And that's the one card that I didn't have. I had War Turtle, I had Squirtle, and I wanted the Blastoise. And I ended up coming across a holographic Hypno. And he wanted the Hypno before I even saw he had a Blastoise. And I was like, listen, okay, so let's talk. You give me that Blastoise, and I'll give you my Hypno. Of course, Blastoise versus Hypno. I mean, come on. Even he was like, I don't know. And I was like, all right, I'll sweeten the deal. You give me that Blastoise, I'll give you that. No, I'll give you a Drowsy, and I'll give you my holographic. There was a special. I was holographic or not, but I had a Haunter, and he was looking for a Haunter, and I gave him those cards, and he gave me my Blastoise. And after that, I was just like, oh, I'm set. I'm good.
You're good. You just
That was
you
that was
still have it?
that was. I do not.
Oh my gosh.
I do not. Yeah, yeah. My Pokemon. I moved around a lot when I was a kid, and there's so many things that was so cool that I have that I would love to still have today that just slipped through the cracks. A lot of things.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but yeah, that once I got that card, I was like, oh, I'm set. And I didn't. That was the extent of my bartering system right there, and that was it. I started and I stopped. So
Oh my gosh. I think we all have those
see,
things when we're
Urban said that Blastoise had the most beautiful holographic card next to
we'll let
GX and
Urban
Charizard.
roll.
It did.
Where's Mr.
It
Underworld?
did.
You know, still waiting on that May 18th announcement that I was supposed to look forward to.
Uh-oh.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you're
But
talking about too. Where you at, my boy?
all right, so let's get back because
Yeah, let's do it.
let's
Let's
get
get
to
back in.
gaming.
Get back in.
Let's get back to gaming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So all right, so if we're talking Pokemon cards, we're talking
Mhm.
everything. I mentioned PlayStation, mentioned Xbox. You know, were you a dual console type growing up? Were you in a camp?
Ooh.
Were you at the beginning of the
Um.
console wars, or were you just happy to game? Which one?
So I was in the beginning. I did have a PlayStation. I'll probably say a couple months after it came out. Of course, they were big and they were like expensive. And so I had one a couple months after it kept come out, and I would say I was pretty much Sony for a while. I was Sony for a good while. I think the last PlayStation 2 game that I had played was this is a deep cut for those who may not know. A game called Chaos Legion. That was the last PS2 game that I really, really liked that I kind of like played. And after a while, I took a break and went to Xbox. And that was kind of like how that went. And then that was it. But I didn't become a dual console guy until like years later. Years, like PS3 is when I had a 360 and a PS3. But up until that point, I was a solo console person and more than likely a handheld and solo console person that entire time.
Awesome. And I see Morgan. Welcome to the chat, Morgan. Um, I would say, you know, don't worry, Cowboy's going to be playing this PS2 game for you because that's all he's going to be able to play on that PS Now coming up in June. What is it? June 13th, Cowboy? So here we go. Here we go. We got you a game to look forward to. I had to. No, as long as you're gaming, I'm happy for you.
Yeah. I know you're gonna throw some jabs in there though.
No, as long as you're gaming. No, that's so all right. So no, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, as we make our way up, so when but at some point you became more, I think, Xbox or no PC. Like, were you always someone who grew up with PC or?
Well, you know what? To be honest, I didn't get my first PC until 2019. I'm new to the PC scene.
Was it an Alienware PC?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad? I actually had a rig.
I have a NZXT. I have a pretty decent rig. Not by today's standards, but I can keep up. But I had a Xbox One X before I got my PC. But I pretty much just I was Xbox for a while, but I still loved all the other consoles. It was just like I appreciate all of them. It just so happens that I have what I have, and that was pretty much it. Me being in PC, and it's crazy too because you would think that all the games that I play, you would think, oh, Mayne's a PC guy. No, I'm fairly new. Like I'm so new, like I still use a controller. Like it'd be rare to see me play mouse and keyboard. Like
no, I do see you playing controller.
Oh man, you get me on mouse and keyboard, and you ever see like those uncles who get a new TV and they do this with their remote? Yeah, that's me on mouse and keyboard. I'll be like, wait, huh?
Oh, can't do it.
That's me, and I understand. I know my strengths. I know my spot, and that's kind of how it goes.
No, that's fair.
So that's kind of how that is. Yeah.
Shout out to, we gave him a shout out earlier, but he's actually in the chat now. Dark1985. How did we do it?
Oh yeah, levels.
That's how.
Hold on. And this is because this is out of respect, but help me see if I can do it. You gotta lick the lips, you gotta tilt your head back a little bit, and here you go. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. That's how it is.
We gotta take shots at him when we can.
That's how it goes, man.
Man gets 2,000 to 3,000 views as soon as just a black tee, just a black tank. Like that's it. Bro, showing how it's done.
I need to get me a wired headset. Like, I need to get me a cell phone headset and just cut the crap and just stop all the extra overproducing and just put a video out. Just stand in front of a camera and just you be hearing like his stubble like scratching and when his hand. I'd be like, this man's mic is hot. And then videos be going up, and I just be like, "Yo!" And I'm sitting here in YouTube studio chopping stuff up, and I'm just like, "I'm doing something wrong."
That's all you have to do. Just that's it, Doc. No, it's all love, Doc. Awesome, yeah, all love. Now, so I want to get into like more recent stuff, but I do want to hit on stuff because you are a talented individual. One of the things I love to do is like when you're streaming, especially when you're streaming like an RPG or a JRPG, which I still don't quite understand the difference between those two. But so maybe you can explain that in a second. But one thing I love to see you do is you give voices to everyone.
Yeah,
when you're playing a game. Like it'll be like
yeah,
20 characters, and you'll have 20 voices.
yeah. It's work.
And so I was wondering if you could give us like just a little sample of like some of the
Yeah, yeah,
voices you do.
sure. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, like, to preface it, I've always been one of those guys who, I used to grow up just imitating people. So it was just one of those things that I could imitate somebody, and to the point to where it kind of sometimes getting a little scary. And I ended up getting really really good at it. And so when I started playing some of these games, especially the games that aren't voice acted, I'm like, okay, if these games aren't voice acted, maybe I could, instead of having people who watch a stream just sitting there watching somebody either just have dialogue going across the screen or something. Why not add some life into the characters? And so, like, one of the games in question is Wild Weird West. And so I was like, well, what can I do to add some life into that? And just me thinking of a character, like, okay, well, I see Shelby, and I'm like, okay, well, what would Shelby sound like? Okay, well, Shelby probably sounds like this. She's probably been through some stuff, and she's not so friendly, but at the same time, she's not gonna be overtly rude. So she's gonna try to figure out who you are and what you're about. And it'd be a little calm and collected, but then she needs distraction, distract. So stuff like that, right? Or Bandit number three kind of sounds like this. He's always a little gruff in his voice. He's been around the block a little bit, but he's ready to do the job at any time, at any cost. Don't matter, don't care. Time or place. He's in it to win it.
Oh my
I just,
gosh.
just, just trying to figure out stuff that I could do to make it more interesting, so that way they breathe some life into these characters in these games. Because a lot of JRPGs aren't not that many of them are voice acted. So it's like, okay, well, like I said, well, what can I do to breathe life into these characters? And that's one of the things that I love to do. And I've stumbled upon it. I've always loved it to do it, but it just recently became a thing in streams where it's just like, hey, well, maybe there's something to it. And it's just a thing that I'm looking at incorporating more in some of my streams and some of my content.
No, well, just keep doing it because like I will come to your channel and just like listen to you go at it,
Thank you.
and so one time I showed because I was I just do crazy things. So I was like, I sent my manager the video, and he just thought it was like the most amazing thing that you were
Hey,
doing. Yeah, so like voice acting or anything, if that's you're
hey.
thinking of doing, I yeah, you have at least two fans, I will say. So
But thank
definitely,
you. I appreciate that. I really do. Because I did, again, it's one of those things that I don't, it's like when people are like, oh, we'll do this. I'm like, you guys like this? Really? And it's just a thing that I used to do, or I did. And it's like, that's crazy that people are actually like liking this stuff. But yeah, definitely, I would definitely continue to pursue that, especially knowing that I've got at least two fans. Absolutely, those two fans matter. So okay, I'll
no,
do
you
it.
definitely do. You definitely do. And I see Reading Rainbow. I, he's a good voice actor. Reading Rainbow. We do have Idris Elba in the community now. Papa Bear
Uh-oh,
Gaming.
where?
For you, Papa Bear Gaming. If you, that's
It's not Idris.
yes, it
I'm
is.
telling, it's not. It's not.
He's just changing his voice up for you. Trust me, it's him. It's like he is him. But
It's
he could be.
not.
You can listen. I can listen to him just read forever. Just be like, okay, just go to sleep. Nah, he's a good guy. Good guy. Um, but you also have some other talents, right? Because I've seen you and
Yeah.
Winstar go at it in these like
Uh,
singing duels.
yeah. So aside from other interests, gaming, I love music. I've been singing since I was like 4 years old. And it's always been one of those things that if I wasn't gaming, I'm doing some sort of musical thing. Whether it's I write songs too, so it's like there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? So there's all sorts of different things that I love to do. But if it wasn't gaming, it's gonna be music, and that's something I've always been doing. So it's fun that you brought up Winstar, because I was thinking one day, like, I had seen him do a video or something like that, and I was like, you know what? I don't really know this guy, but I want to challenge to a karaoke battle. And that's just how it happened. And we just started going back and forth. And it was cool because, it wasn't about being like super serious. What's going on, Hutch? How you doing? It
Uh,
wasn't about being super serious. It was just, oh, well, oh, you sound better than this person. This person sounds. That's not the point. The point is just to have fun and just to enjoy some karaoke. And that's kind of how it started. And but yeah, I've been singing for a long time,
All
probably a little
right,
bit
all
longer
right.
than I've been gaming.
Let's
You want
hear
to hear
it.
something?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Um, okay. You know what? I know a song that my man Cowboy hates. He hates Christmas. I don't know if he told you this, but I've always sung the
He
Christmas
hates
songs,
his
and I remember one
birthday. He
time.
hates Christmas. He just hates things given to him. He's one of those guys who's just like pain. Just like pain and
Uh,
disappointment. That's him. Pain and
he
disappointment.
said
That's
I
Cowboy.
hate Christmas, and I was like, really? What did it do to you? Like, what? Why? I hate it. And I was like, oh my god. Okay, well, I'm gonna sing it louder then, just for you. I actually sung to him. But you know what? What I'll do is I'll change it up a little bit. Okay, I'll sing this song. This is one of my favorite songs. Um, but are you familiar with the singer named Jasmine Sullivan?
Maybe. I'm bad with names. Everybody knows
Okay,
it.
okay.
Bad with names.
This is one of my favorite songs. Okay, I'll sing a little bit of this one for you. Okay, here we go. If I could get her, I, please believe me. And if I should throw the towel in, baby, it's not that easy. Hey, you treat me so much better than her. And if I was sane, there'd be no competition. Oh, but I'm in love with someone else, and I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm in love with another girl, and I know it ain't right. Hey,
Nice. I'm clapping. I'm clapping.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say
Doc is tripping.
I'm not hyperventilating, but it did get hot.
Doc is tripping.
You know, Doc is like, if I could sing like that.
Hey, it'd be over. He just posts a video and then boom, that's it. 8,000 views right
That's
there.
all he needs is that in the Superman picture in the background.
Right.
But I
And
need to
that
stop
stool,
before he starts.
and that stool in the background, that little stool he uses, that bench just sitting
You know, him, Cowboy, the Kicks. Oh, there's so many characters in the gaming community. I love all y'all. Um,
there.
oh my gosh, Christmas. No, that is, like I said, that is phenomenal, man.
Thank you.
You got to give us more of that. You know what I mean? Just
You know, I'm thinking of ways. I'm actually looking at ways to incorporate more music into what I do. I've got some stories about that too. I've been fortunate to do some pretty cool things with pretty cool people. Of course, growing up in SoCal, right? Like you would imagine, of course, those opportunities are out there. But there's a lot of stuff about my music side that people don't even know about that I would like love to tell people. And just on the streaming side, I love to figure out ways to incorporate that into what I do in my content. But it's trying to figure out exactly how to do that. But it's there. It's there.
I know you did this really great video. For anybody, please go like, subscribe to Mayne if you're not already. I know y'all already are, but if you're not, please go do it. Phenomenal content coming from Mayne.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh, you know, what got you into streaming? Because obviously, some people are really good at gaming, some people are just good
Yeah.
at talking, some people singing. You kind of have a very wide thing, of
Yeah.
talents.
Thank you.
So, what got you into streaming? What is your goal with it? I know you talked about it a little bit in the video you have on your channel, but
hmm
if you could just, for the people who haven't watched.
So for what got me into it, a couple friends had told me that they know I love to play games and our conversations and things like that, and they said they thought I had the personality that would be that would fit this kind of this kind of journey. And they just wild in the chat. They just
I
wild.
see it. I see it. No. Yeah, I
And
smile. That's how
no, it's
guys
all
are.
good.
They say,
Yeah,
like,
it's
she's
all
not,
good.
no.
It's all good. Um, I appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that, man. I thank you, host. But yeah. So at first I wasn't. believe it or not, like I'm not really, I wasn't always very social and very just outgoing. It's something that I had to kind of like morph into and kind of just work on. I'm very much like, even like I don't go out places that much. I'm very much a homebody. You're not gonna really find me in a lot of crowds. Um, but when it comes to things like this and interacting on camera, that took a while. But they said, hey, we believe you had the personality for it. And I was like, y'all lying, like y'all tripping. Like me, do you talk to me? Like me? Nah. So they're like, you should try it. And so about a year and a half ago, I tried it. And at first, it was just like me just literally playing in the dark. Like I remember I played Star Citizen and I was just streaming. It was just me talking, like not talking. I'm literally, my face is just on the screen, just in the dark, and I'm just playing the game. And I enjoyed it. And I knew that I wasn't going to get any traction. I wasn't going to see any visitors that, or people, on Twitch, 'cause that's where I started first. I know I wasn't going to get that initially. I understood that. But it was something about after I finished it, I was like, you know what, maybe. So the more and more I did it, the more and more I started to feel comfortable talking and commentating on what I was doing. People started to come in, and of course, when they come in, they say hello. I'm not going to ignore them. This is another big thing of my streams is I want people who come in to be acknowledged, noticed, and part of the conversation. And so I started to talk to them, and it just started to grow, it started to morph, and I was like, maybe I could do this. And then after a while, it just turned into something totally different. I started working on camera. I started to, because once I started to get into something, I really like dive deep into it. So like after I started to get some traction, I remember one day I sat at my computer for 12 hours just researching stuff. I'm big on that too. Camera cuts, stream layouts, how to talk better, how to present yourself better, camera angles, lighting, all that stuff, right? And the more I started to do it, it was just like, I, I could do this. I could turn this into something. And I did. And then after a while, it became more about me playing the games and having fun. But I wanted to emphasize more the community aspect, the more the people who were coming in. I know that, especially me growing up, I wouldn't say that I was bullied, but I wasn't necessarily the first person that somebody would notice, you know? And being that that's been something that I've dealt with, I felt like, well, what could I do in my space to make people feel differently? And it was to basically like, my chat is everything to me. That's the one thing I care about the most. So if you come in, I'm saying hello. If we're talking, I don't care if I'm in a battle. I'm looking at my chat because I want you to feel seen and noticed and part of the conversation, part of the stream. And that's just kind of how it grew into that. And my goal, though, with the channel is to not only share my love of games and to create an atmosphere for people to come and hang out and chill, but also I love to talk games. I love to talk all sorts of different subjects, which is another thing. We can talk about anything in there. Whatever you're interested in, I'm interested in more than likely. So that's kind of the thing, just to feel people feel seen, people feel heard. But streaming also, just if you have any tips on content creation, streaming, motivation, sometimes what we do is difficult, it's tough, and it's not for everybody. But at the same time, I also want to encourage people to at least try to see if it is for you, because you never know. Like I did, if I had never took that chance, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? I wouldn't
No.
be a guest on Shades of Purple if I had ignored that. And so I needed that nudge, and I do my best to kind of pay it forward in that. So my channel is pretty much just about me gaming, but teaching people how to stream, any tips, any tricks, and everything else in between. And that's pretty much the goal of my channel, just to enjoy games, but also help others who may need some help or may feel like they need some that friend to say, hey, can I do this? And then I'll be like, yeah, you can. And if you need help, I'm the person that can do my best to help you. And if not, I'll find somebody else who can.
No,
And that's it.
another shout out I want to do for you is on your Twitter. So I think I've linked it in the video description, because you always just have these like inspirational things. Like I'll wake up, you know, just you, actually I wake up pretty nice, but either way, I may be having a bad time at work or something. You have these inspirational quotes. So for anybody out there, it is always great to have that positivity in your life, and Mayne, and I think you definitely provide that. So whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, because I think you still do that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I'm getting back
Sometimes,
into it. Yeah.
definitely also on the Twitter, um, always positivity when it comes to you, and so I definitely
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah, me too. I mean, and that it's one of those things that also I let people know that as much as I try to do my best to be as positive as possible. Oh man, we all have our days. You know what I mean? And I definitely I don't want anybody to feel like that's all that it's always going to be about. You're gonna have some moments. I did a video actually. It's unlisted right now of a video that I did where I was talking about my identity as far as just who I was when I started streaming on Twitch and who I am now. And just for people to be as authentic as possible in who you are and what you're doing. And that video touched on some things that weren't so happy. But you my goal is just to let people know that you can acknowledge those things, right? You can acknowledge it, but don't dwell on it so much because it could hinder you from achieving whatever goals that you have in place and things like that. So while it's great and I love to be positive, I also realize that everybody can have a bad day and everybody can have a situation that comes along that doesn't go the way that you intended. But it's not about falling, right? It's about how you get back up, and that's pretty much part of that too.
No, I love it. I love it. I don't think I said hi to this person, Hutch. Hi to
What's going on,
Hutch.
Hutch?
Recent addition to the Stadia community, but plays a lot of different games. And Doc here, just acting out.
That's what I said, Doc.
You
Doc
know,
said, "Who am I, G's first cousin, bruh? Nah, no,
we're
that's
all
me."
Jesus's first cousin, Doc. Don't you know we're all his first cousin?
Listen. Get me in a competitive game late at night, and you'll be like, oh yeah, nah. Let me go ahead and retract that because listen, Maine, Midnight Maine. Come on, dude.
Midnight
Have Windstar
Maine.
about it. That's Windstar.
Sounds like a show, Midnight Maine.
You know what? I've got some things in the works. Okay, I just put it like that.
Eminem.
Okay.
Midnight
Hey,
Maine.
come on. Can I even give you a tip, like not a tip but a kind of like a scoop into a thing that I'm working on.
Yeah.
My wife gave me the idea, but I'm actually okay. I also almost went to school for
Keep it
culinary.
clean. Keep it clean. Wife
We're
ideas,
clean. We're
okay.
clean. No. I almost went to school for culinary. I love to cook, and I was thinking about also doing a podcast or a show called Mayne
Annie
Dishes.
cooks. Annie cooks. You're just
Yeah, I
making
was.
chat.
Yeah, I do. I cook too, but the main event podcast. But also, I was gonna do main dish, or the main dish podcast. Thinking
Oh,
about
yes.
having people come over, cook, we'll talk, and do things like that. So there's a lot of things that I've got in the works, and that's one of the ideas that I'm trying to work out is the main dish, and it can be talked about all kind of different things. And that's pretty much something I'm working on
Oh,
too. So we're cooking and
wow.
talking.
Wow. And
Yeah, yeah.
you're from Louisiana. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be
Oh,
some
we
good
gonna have some
food.
southern cooking.
Y-
We gonna get some
y-
jambalaya and some red meat and rice,
You
man.
know I love my jambalaya. Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm getting
Yeah, I
hungry
got
again.
some stuff where I'm working on some stuff. Definitely.
No, awesome, awesome. And we got in several comments your branding, your shirt. Like, where did you get
Oh,
this
thank you.
idea?
Windstar, shout out to Windstar for making the shirt. For He printed this out for me and sent this my way. But actually, I
He's
came up.
stupid.
Look, my man,
He's stupid. He's stupid.
he's wilding, man. But I actually was on Canva one night. Canva is like my secret weapon. If anybody who doesn't know Canva, doesn't use Canva, please try it out. It's amazing. And so I used that, and I was going through like logos. So I was like, I need a logo. I need something that's kind of like gonna, set something apart. Just make things different, and some kind of branding. And then I came across this kind of like what you see here, and I was like, well, let me move this over. Let me move this over, slide this in front, and put my name. And then it came up with this. And for me, it was like I love luxury stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I like nice stuff, but I was always thinking about like, well, why can't gamers have those kinds of brands like, Calvin Klein or things like that?
Mm.
And I was like, well, if there's nobody else doing it, then I'll do it. And it became a thing where I was just like, well, if it's going to be a brand, it's something that we could talk about and have products that are luxurious or just of a higher quality for gamers, then why not? And so that's kind of how this came about. And the shirt just represents that. It's Mayne Games, of course, it's my name, but also it's to let people know that when you get a product from me, you get something from me, you can expect quality from
No,
it.
Doc's just going crazy.
Yeah.
He's from the South, Doc. He can dance. You know, he can cut some rug. He's he's crazy, 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 crazy.
But
Uh,
yeah. So shout out to WinStar, but I also have a Of course, I'm more than likely I have to figure out a way to get it in there. I didn't put it in the chat, but I actually have a Teespring store that has all that merch that's
really? If you
available.
send it to
Yeah,
me, I'll put it.
yeah,
Well, obviously, we're going to be going to your channel anyway to watch it, but put it in your
yeah,
Twitter or
yeah. Okay, yeah,
YouTube.
for sure. It should, if you go to one of my videos and we're looking at the channel, it should be one of the descriptions. It's there
Oh, it's
that
there. All
you can
right,
check out. Yeah,
we'll
you can
check
check
it
out
out.
in my descriptions. But yeah, so there's a lot of things that I'm working on. I'm always thinking of and conscientious of, and it's just for me. I have so many ideas. It's just like how do I get them out, or and at what time do I say, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is the direction that I'm going in. So I've got a lot of stuff cooking. It's just see what I did there. Got a lot of stuff cooking, but it's just
Oh, I
being
saw
able
that marketer. He's a marketer.
yeah, that's the thing, and I'm learning, right? I wasn't always like the person that you would think of as being business savvy, but the more that I started to do this, and the more that I started to be in control or have ideas of what it is that I want to do, and to help other people, it was just like, oh, this is now things are starting to click. And so now it's just like, oh man, I have like a notebook, like a notebook of all kind of things that I have ready, that are the things that I want to get started on. It's just I'd be like, slow down, man. Just one step at a time. Just take it easy. Relax.
Holtz is giving you another idea. Main
What you got?
dishes.
What you got?
Look at that. Oh no, this is actually cooking. I'm dragging
Yeah.
my PC. Look at that. Um. Oh man. Jump wit.
Doc, my man.
Wit.
Yeah.
Oh, he's crazy.
Well,
He's crazy.
I'll be 34 in July, man. I'm only 33. That's it. I'm only
Both of
33.
y'all are still babies. Both of you still babies.
Hey, man. Hey, Doc, you know what? I don't know, man. Listen, you know what? I have no idea. I'll take them. It's just, I got to figure out ways to use them. It's just, man, I I'm not going to sit here and turn it into a all about me thing. But if you want to talk about some of the things that I've done or some of the things that I would like to do or have done, we could talk.
Doc's
Definitely.
about to go read the, listen to the product.
Ooh, July
Remember
16th.
the prodigal son right now. He's like,
Yeah.
why God gave him all these talents? What about me? What happened here? What is that? What you have to do? Doc getting mad there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just here.
No, definitely. I appreciate you being here. And Maine,
Thank
you're
you.
July too, right? Maine and
Yeah,
Windstar
16th.
are July.
So here's the thing, right?
So
So people who don't know about WinStar, is WinStar 715 is his birthday. So he's July 15th, I'm July 16th. So that's why a lot of people are saying we're always like together, like rolling together. When I found that out, I was like, well, dude, then that makes a lot of sense.
yeah. No, y'all
Absolutely.
are always like right there on
It just randomly happened. I was just like, wait a minute, I like you. And he was like, yeah, I like you too. And I was like, okay. And I was like, my birthday's July 16th. He was like, what? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you see my name? I'm like, yeah. He said it stands for July 15th. I was like,
this is weird. We're best friends.
already.
I love it.
That's it. That's it. The cancer. Cancer squad.
This has been super fun, Maine.
Yeah,
As you know, it's
absolutely.
been super fun. We're going to continue to talk,
Oh, yeah.
throughout time. But I know everybody has only limited time, and they're like, "Purple, hurry up, get off, so we can game, or we can go to
I
another
know.
channel."
I don't want to hold you
And I
guys
know
too long.
you got to move. If y'all did not know, Maine just
Yeah.
moved across the country to.
Ohio.
You don't hear that too much. You came from where?
No. From Southern California to Ohio.
Yeah,
Beechwood, Ohio.
there he goes. Doesn't no common sense on that one. But no.
There's some common sense.
I
Oh yeah.
know. Just kidding. But tell us, the chat, and we're all friends here.
Yeah.
Where, hey, Chanel,
Cool, Sean.
what you got? What are you playing next? Where people can find you, and whatever else.
Okay, so I make this quick. I guess the sun is telling me I'm losing light. As you can see, I had to turn on my phone to give me some light in here. Um, but as far as what I'm going to play next, it's a toss up because I had took a break from streaming because I wanted to make sure that I streamed games that spoke to me. I don't want to just to stream. I want to have a reason, a purpose for doing the things that I'm doing, and so that's why I took a break in between Final Fantasy VII Remake to Trek to Yomi. And I would say that the game that's really been calling out to me lately, Sifu. It's another difficult game. I love those
Yes.
kinds of games. So Sifu is calling me. There's a couple more games. Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition. I'm a big Mass Effect fan, and to go through those games over again and share that with other people, that's something that I'm interested in. But also, there was one more game, Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's an RPG. Those three games are the games that I'm looking at. I'm not exactly sure which one I'm going to pick, but one of those three you can guarantee is going to be my next stream. As far as where you can find me at, you can find me on Twitter, of course, at Mayne Games, Mayne_Games, and then also on YouTube at Mayne Games, just together, or I can space it out as well. I do all kinds of different content. I have some stuff that I'm working on with other creators. I want to do more creating with other creators and get other people in the space who may feel like they don't have anybody that they can create with or know anybody that they can create with to kind of be that liaison and bridge the gap to meet with other people and say, hey, let's create some stuff together, start getting this content out, no matter what platform you're on. So I'm doing that there, but also putting out some of my how-tos on streaming and just more.
Cooking.
It's crazy because maybe. So here's the thing. Now that I know how playlists work, right? We understand how playlists work. They don't really affect the channel like that. You ain't got to make a whole new channel. You're gonna start seeing a variety of different content from me. I'm not there gonna encroach on my man Cowboy's territory as the all-purpose champ. I'm not gonna encroach in his territory, but you're gonna see some different content from me, different playlists, and things like that. Even some vlogging stuff. Just things that will be interesting and things that really speak to the other facets of Maine. So yes, there's a lot of that there, and that's pretty much it. That's it. If you want to talk to me, reach out to me. You want to talk, let's talk. You want to collab, let's collab. I'm all for it.
Love it, man. Just positive influence in anyone's life. Thank you for coming on to the channel. Doc, I saw your comment for
Thank
sure.
you.
Always, Doc. I'm always willing. We're always talking, Doc. And but everybody else in chat, thank you so much for coming by. Just real quick shout out tomorrow for me. Tomorrow, Lo-Fi Monk, Cloudy Thoughts. That's where you'll find me. It's not so much shades of purple as much as it's purple shade. Thank you to Mayne Games for that. Give you a shout out for that. And then afterwards, I will be on the Legend 350. Once again, super excited for that. If you don't, just look up Legend 350 in YouTube. But if you also come by tomorrow, we'll be putting it in the chat as well. Really looking forward to that, right? Just crossing that boundary because he's mostly an Xbox player. So
Good.
yeah. So obviously I'm here for all gamers and everything.
That's
so
really nice. That's very
yes,
awesome.
and then I just got Little Nightmares 1 working. So watch for that stream coming in well.
Oh,
So got that coming too. So got some things going on. But again, thank you all for coming by. And as always, the proof is in the playing. All right. Later, y'all.
Bye, everybody. Peace. Peace and love.